She made soap from her victim's fat. She baked blood into cakes and fed them to neighbors. But this wasn't madness. It was love. Because when the war came for her son, Leonarda gave the world something else instead. Bodies. Before we show you how this nightmare unfolded, take a moment to hit subscribe. But to understand how a mother could become a butcher, we have to go back to where the curse began, back to a child born unwanted, unloved, and already marked for tragedy. Leonarda's life was cursed before it even began. Born in 1894 in Montella, Italy, she believed her mother never wanted her, even claimed she was the product of rape. And from a young age, Leonarda was told something most children never hear. You will suffer greatly, and all your children will die. A fortune teller, a gypsy, and even a palm reader all echoed the same prophecy. Whether it was coincidence or a curse, the deaths began. She carried 17 pregnancies. Yes, 17. 3 miscarriages. 10 children lost too soon. Only 4 survived, and one of them was different. Giuseppe. He was her light in a life of darkness, her miracle child, her reason to breathe. And she made a silent promise to the universe. You will not take him from me too. But fate has a cruel sense of timing. In 1939, Italy prepared to enter World War II. Giuseppe, now a young man, was conscripted into the army. And for Leonarda, the prophecy screamed louder than ever. They said I would lose 3. I already lost 3. If Giuseppe goes, he will be the 4th. So, she made a plan. Not to save him with prayers, but with blood. Real blood. Human blood. If the universe demanded a life, she would choose who paid the price. Her first offering was Faustina Setti, a lonely woman in her late 40s, looking for love, looking for meaning. Leonarda, skilled in fortune-telling and manipulation. She came to Leonarda for guidance, and Leonarda gave her a story. A wealthy suitor was waiting for her in another town. But before she left, Leonarda suggested something odd. Write letters to your friends. Say you're happy. You've started a new life. Faustina did as she was told. She came to say goodbye. Leonarda gave her wine, and when Faustina became groggy, Leonarda struck her with an axe. Then she cut her body into 9 pieces, collected the blood in a basin, and turned to her kitchen. This is where the story becomes monstrous. She boiled the flesh in caustic soda until it became a thick, mushy mass. Then she poured it into molds, making soap. Yes, soap. And not just for herself. She used it to wash children. She handed it to neighbors. People bathed in it, not knowing what cleansed them. As for the blood, she dried it, mixed it with flour, eggs, chocolate, and milk, baked it into tea cakes. She served them with tea. It didn't stop there. 2 more women followed, Francesca Soavi and Virginia Cacioppo. Both were vulnerable. Both trusted her. Both were slaughtered. And both were rendered into soap and cake. But Virginia was different. She was a former opera singer, Leonarda later said with chilling calm. Her flesh was white and fatty. It made the most fine and creamy soap. She called it her best batch. She even smiled when she said it. Leonarda may have been clever. It wasn't guilt that brought her down. It was Virginia's sister-in-law who noticed her sudden disappearance and alerted authorities. Leonarda was arrested. At first, she denied it. But when police turned their attention to her beloved Giuseppe, she confessed to everything. Not to save herself, but to protect her son. In 1946, Leonarda stood in court. She didn't cry. She didn't break. She stood proud, corrected the judge on the soap-making process, mocked the media's confusion. 30 years in prison, 3 years in an asylum. She nodded. Exactly what was foretold. Leonarda died in 1970. in a women's asylum. But her story never faded, because she wasn't a monster in a mask. She was a mother, a soap maker, a friend, a neighbor. And while other serial killers were driven by lust or greed or power, Leonarda believed she was doing the holy work of a mother. She didn't run. She didn't hide. She offered her crimes like a sacrifice, because to her, the sacrifice was holy. So next time you hear someone say, "A mother would do anything for her child," remember this story. Because Leonarda didn't just love her son, she offered the world 3 bodies worth of proof.